It's what I had to do. Stream in the morning and in the afternoon. But then I started streaming in the morning too. Oh man. Yeah, alright. Let's do some more drawing today, guys, because I don't feel like. Hey, Laughing Fuss. Hey, Nolan. Hey, Hot Wheels. Good to see you. Hey, Alaska Wolf. Oh, we got some new people in here. Welcome, Alaska Wolf. Listening to the Avengers theme song. That's pretty cool. I have stopped the I don't know. I don't do themes as much as I used to. When I was a kid, my brother used to make fun of me for liking scores and theme songs and stuff. So I don't know. I also grew out of it. I mean, it's not just like insecurity that's the driving force between changes in musical taste. But that's where I'm at right now. Not particularly into themes. So I don't know. What do you guys? Hey, Loki hates you is live-ing. That's great, Sophie. So yeah, what do you guys want to draw today? Let's do let's look for something to draw. What do you say? Hold on. Let's make sure I have sound here. I do have sound. It's not the best. Why is my sound so low? Getting real low sound. Can you guys hear me okay? I hope you can. So I don't know. Let's just start with something. Let's just start by warming up, I guess. That's fine. That's what people do nowadays. And deselect that. Make my brush a lot smaller. And then we'll just start with a car. Right? Car. So a car. Nope. I don't want to do that there. Come on now. There it is. Okay. So, car. Let's see what we can do about that. It was a pretty uneventful weekend. Hung out with Amada quite a bit. Got to play some D&D on Saturday night. And yeah, there was nothing very pressing about this weekend, which is nice. So car, I'm not that great at drawing cars, which is why I want to draw a car. So what I could do is I could pull up reference for cars, but first let's see what my mind comes up with for what a car looks like, because I have a feeling it's gonna be way off. A center line down there. Except for the news of Spider-Man. Yeah, Nolan, I don't particularly think that is that disturbing. The Spider-Man stuff, I don't think it's going to affect much, to be honest, because even Far From Home, it didn't seem like it was really. I mean, obviously Nick Fury was in it, and it had a lot to do with Tony Stark and stuff. But it doesn't really seem like Sony needs to do all that to still make a good Spider-Man movie. But the question is whether or not it's Kevin Feige's direction that's making people like the Spider-Man movies. So, I mean, that's really what we're going to find out, right? Are they capable of doing it on their own? I don't know. I feel like they're going to work it out anyways. Hey, Lindsay. I'm doing all right. Hey, Janice. But I'm not as worked up as a lot of people are about the Spider-Man stuff. I'm kind of not really worried about it. So, yeah. For anyone who's under the impression that I'm a good artist, keep in mind that I can't draw a car. Let's find an image of a car. Let's say let's call it a Humvee. Let's find a picture of a Humvee. Images. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a cool looking car. Open that up. Go to that. You know what I love about Google image search is that it's almost impossible to find the image sometimes. Alright, I'm gonna save image as, that's fine. Okay, why not? So, I love tracing things. Let's place, import, image from the desktop. Really? Image didn't save? Oh, it saved as a web page. Oh, god damn it. Saved as a web page, huh? Yeah. Google image search. It's terrible. Let's get this guy, see if that gets me anywhere. Save image as. Nope. JPEG. Okay, that might be fine. Let's see what we got. Cool. Grab that guy, open it up. So, I like to trace things. I find it encouraging somehow. Don't know why. But you get the general shape of things when you trace. And it's not really gonna help you to freehand, but it will help you to get some proportions down. So we're gonna take all this stuff and we're just gonna kind of try and see what's surprising. After we trace all this, there's always something that you don't think about, whether it's that these windows are so small, or that the perspective doesn't look anything like you remembered it to. You can always learn something from just grounding yourself in photo reference. So let's turn off the image. And how crazy does that look? Like, those are actual lines from the photo, but it's like it doesn't look anything like what we're seeing in the photo. So we're gonna keep drawing this structure until things start to become a little more apparent, and then we'll see what happens. We said hi to Janice. We said Camaro is easy. I don't know. Is it easy? I feel like I'm intimidated by like sports cars because they're so sexy looking, and if you don't, I always drew men because I was afraid of making women look ugly when I drew them, and so I think I have the same sort of feelings about drawing sports cars, in that I feel like if I don't do it just right, I'm gonna end up with an ugly sports car, and that's sort of that's sort of, you know, not what I want for myself. So we got these lines here, these little guys right here. So let's see what we got. So now we're starting to get at least a little bit more of a Humvee feel out of it. And guys, if you get bored by this, you know, whatever. This isn't really supposed to be a tutorial. Like, I'm not here to teach anyone anything. I'm just here to do something with my hands while you guys talk about whatever you talk about, and then I chime in. We were talking about Spider-Man a couple minutes ago, but now we're not. So how do you ink a tire? Probably make your brush a little smaller to begin with. And then tires are always going to look lumpy as far as I'm concerned. I never understood how people got the hang of drawing cars. They're so perfect looking, you know? And they're so engineered looking.
Hummers are tough. I cross-stitched one for my son when he was in Iraq. He rode on top of one. Sports cars are sexy. Yeah, and I mean it's like I kind of like the ugliness of the functionality of a military vehicle. I like, I don't know. I like how sort of crazy design is in comparison to I don't know, like it just doesn't it doesn't look like anything else. You look at I was thinking originally when I was searching for a car image of something like a Ford Taurus or just like a regular consumer car, but I don't know, like I feel like going to the more extreme ends, the Camaro or the Stingray or the Humvee is sort of the best starting point, because you get a feel for how to go out of the ordinary. Make up some parts here. Alright, so now we're gonna go around these doors. And yeah, and I'm only gonna be like I'm just gonna be doing little sketches of stuff here. We're gonna, does it have 2 doors? Is that what it was? Whoop. Well, I hope your son in his Humvee was safe. Hey, Alpha Furry Lover, not Alpha Fury Lover. I don't know, guys. I've been kind of down lately. All this Amazon rainforest stuff is kind of getting to me. Makes you worry if we're willing to let something like that happen as human beings. And I say we as if I, have taken part, as if I have any responsibility. But I mean, I guess we're all doing what we can, but still, like, man, how crazy is it if we're not going to be able to breathe? Like, that's what gets us. It isn't nuclear war. It isn't alien invasion. It's that we killed we killed most of the trees on the planet with one forest fire on purpose to be able to kill and eat cows. Like, that's where we're headed right now. And it's tough. It's tough to deal with on a fearing for your life level. But here's where we are. This is what the future looks like. Science fiction told us we'd be fighting over water in the future, and so we are. We're gonna get there. We're gonna be fighting over water and shitty food that, when we remembered eating like kings and living in warm houses. And we're gonna remember that the end days we spent worrying about what movies were coming out and who's the biggest fan of who, and whether or not it's canonical that this fictional character did this in a story. You guys aren't real talkative today, so we're gonna get into some depressing stuff, I guess. Let's do something a little different. Let's do a skull. So let's draw a head. Been thinking about that stuff a lot, and I don't really know what to do. People do know what the interior of Alaska is on fire. Wow, I did not know that. I mean, Are you in Alaska? Why is Alaska on fire? Is that a logging thing, or is that a farmland thing? Is that a business thing? Is it a territory thing? Is it a terrorist thing? Or was it just a camper who didn't tend to their fire correctly? Like, how did all that happen? I'd love to hear more about Alaska. Because it seems like there is a lot that we miss when we kind of concern ourselves with the less important stuff. Of course, I'm sitting here doing a live stream as a Loki cosplayer. How much more shallow can you get? It's like, what have I done? What have any of us done to make things better in the world? But I don't know. No more info on Alaska. Let's look up what's going on with Alaska. Alaska fires. 51 homes, 3 businesses lost in Alaska wildfire. Alaska is on fire. Bugs are making it worse. Weird. Response to fire at Great Alaska Shopping Mall. Huh. Current fire information. Wildfires burn hundreds and thousands of acres every year. Be safe and monitor where fire. Okay, well, it seems like it's a wildfire. So that's at least a little less concerning in that it doesn't seem to have been started by a company that's just like, yeah, we needed to show solidarity in how we make money, so we're gonna set the entire planet on fire. At least this one was maybe a lightning strike or something not completely intentional, which is nice. If we're gonna have destruction, at least maybe it should be Mother Nature. Okay, so that's gonna be. This is turning out really neotenous. Neotenous meaning young looking, resembling a child. So let's go a little further up. Got this big cranium back here. I'm gonna get rid of some of that. Nope. Get rid of some of that cranium. Both of my sons came home from Iraq safe, dealing with PTSD. The fires going on is tough. Not good at drawing cars. Janice sums it all up. Hey, Dallas. In the summer, the interior, it is extremely hot weather, and I live in southeast Alaska. Well, it looked like some of the fires were happening in populated areas in the south, at least. Maybe not southeast, but south central area. So one thing I always do with drawing people is draw the eyes out of proportion, because people have relatively small eyes compared to our sort of cartoonish perception of eyes, and it's tough for me to like commit that. Like, eyes are like this big. Like that's how big an eye is, starting to look like Deadpool. Let's do Deadpool. Let's give him his little cowl flip. Deadpool's always got one eye open a little more than the other. And then he's got these two big circular areas here. I used to love Deadpool. I used to, whenever I could get my hands on like a Deadpool miniseries, I would buy it out of the cheap comics bin. And then sometime within the last few years, I read one of the original, like, kind of, I shouldn't say original, but one of the Deadpool comics that's sort of known as his like most popular storylines. And I was like, I hate this character. I hate that he's so selfish, and I hate that he's so kind of it's not even a relatable selfish. It's not even like, oh, I need to get by. It was just like he just acts like a jerk, and I don't know. I didn't love revisiting Deadpool. It was unfortunate because it was something that I really believed that I liked, and then I realized I didn't. Makes me wonder about how much more time we have here. Yeah, Janice, like, totally. I'm pretty jaded as things stand right now. I don't know. I'm like, oh man, I should get back on the job hunt. You know, I should get to doing something more productive with my life. And then I'm like, why? Why bother? Like, if I'm just gonna end up in a few months or years basically finding out that, like, everything's collapsing regardless, like, why bother? And then I go back to doing nothing and being nobody. Alright, we got our... It's like Deadpool, you know? He doesn't really do much for anybody. He just is what he is. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty good Deadpool situation we got going on here. Kind of confused Deadpool. Man. So here we are. Somebody asked me on Instagram. They were like, "Hey, are you still gonna stream tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, they're gonna do. Oh, they said, "Are you gonna do the morning streams?" And I said, "Well, yeah. I mean, I plan on it." And the whole point of the morning stream is that we have one for the people who are in Europe or wherever they are, and then we have another one for the people who live close to me. I live in Los Angeles, so the people in the kind of Pacific time zone of Los Angeles. And it's not about school time, it's not about summertime, it's just about hearing less complaints about who couldn't make it to this stream and who had to do. Hey, Madine, how's it going over in Uzbekistan? It's great. I hope it's great over there. I haven't decided on a light source here. Looks like we're kind of have it coming out from... Where's my... It's going to kind of be on the left, or the right, I should say. I know my directions. Madine, tell us what it's about in Uzbekistan. Tell us what you got going on over there. Because I am not feeling particularly jokey today. And I probably shouldn't have even done this stream. But, whatever. You know, we're all making it through in our own way. Hey, Amada. Hope things are going well at work. I'm assuming you're on either your lunch break or some other break. I don't know. Oh man. Really? Have we been going for a half an hour, 25 minutes already? Well, that's pretty cool, I guess. It's almost done. Me sitting here talking about nothing. Doing nothing. Drawing nothing that I haven't already drawn a million times. Don't like any of this. Yeah. Alright, so then let's color him in. Hey Sakura Kill. Here's a random question. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? That's a great question. And thank you, Jade, for being part of the conversation. Yeah, favorite ice cream flavor. Amada and I just discovered a really affordable. It's like not even one of the nicer brands. It's like the Kroger brand private selection ice cream, and it's called Moose Tracks, Denali Moose Tracks, and it is chocolate ice cream with fudge swirled into it, and on top of that there's like peanut butter cups, but they're not filled with peanut butter, they're filled with fudge. So it's like chocolate, fudge, chocolate. And pretty goddamn good, if you ask me. Pretty goddamn good. And so we've been eating a little bit of that and enjoying it. And yeah, that's what we're doing. That's where I'm at ice cream wise right now. But you know what else I like? A nice soft serve any day of the week. Deadpool's Hello Kitty book bag. Yeah, I don't know. The Hello Kitty stuff is it what Deadpool would wear? Because I don't like that. I want a hard edge thing. Give me a different brush here. There you go. One of the things I was never very good at was adding sort of flavor to the dark, the positive and negative space. So let's try that. Let's just try and keep making that happen. No. Here we go. That's not bad. Sakura Kill. My granddaughter wants Deadpool's. Oh, my granddaughter. I thought you said my granddad. It is Deadpool, Zoe. Let me get some color on him. Nope. Okay. Select all, delete. Now we'll go like this. And you just select the whole area. Man. Okay, and we're gonna unselect some stuff. And we're gonna unselect this and this. And then we're gonna fill that whole thing in. Now it looks like he's just a big blob, right? Until I select a nice dark red, select all, drop that below the ink layer. That doesn't look great. But that's how you start with things, you know? That's how you do it. And then you take that, put it above that, delete that, and then you can start to add color in. You can have his head. No, I don't want to do a squiggly line. Okay. And subtract just a little bit of light from there. Make this an even darker red color. Nope. Gonna deselect this. Fill that in. Select all this. And now we've got a nice darker shade. And we can just go through and make little shapes. Oh, Zoe, you shouldn't be watching this at school. I was never good at adding and subtracting. My parents never let me watch any of the Deadpool movies. Yeah, Sakura, they're a little intense. The shading really popped. Yeah, the shading is kind of what makes everything work. I should also add a white layer, huh? So like, first, I'll add a white layer, and you'll see that, and I'm just gonna give him some eyeballs. Okay. Cool. Now he's got eyeballs, and I can start doing, actually let's do this. I can start doing some kind of, select all that. I can get my big brush and just kind of come in on the corners here. Give it that sort of glowing superhero eye feel. And then you can do the same with the shading, where you can go with an even darker red or straight up black and kind of just come in around the edges and give them, no, this needs to be like this. You know, I'm actually going to go with a dark red. There you go. If you can avoid going with an actual black, you'll add a little bit of life to your drawings. That's one of the things that I remember. Even that's, so we'll lighten up this red. We'll lighten up this red. Ooh, too bright. So this won't print. That's the problem with that red. So now he's looking a little bit more pink, but you can see what's going on here. And then I can just keep going in. I can smudge this out a little bit, make it a softer shadow. Yeah. Oh, nope, didn't want to do that. And then I'll go back to this layer, smudge that out a little bit, just blur it out a little bit. And yeah, I'll just keep going like that. Intense my ass. I binge Stephen King. Yeah, I mean Stephen King is intense also, but not in a not such a kind of overly sexual, potentially racist, homophobic way. Deadpool's given a lot of credit for things that maybe he shouldn't be, but what program are you using? I'm using Clip Studio Paint. It's nice. It's a nice alternative to Photoshop. I'm watching this during my free time in class. Hey, Kristen, welcome. We're 4 minutes overdue, so we spent a half an hour watching me be depressed. I think maybe I need to eat. And we're gonna come back sometime this afternoon, maybe in like 4 hours or so, do another one, and see what we can make happen. It's very hot here in Los Angeles, and don't really feel like doing anything but laying around the house, so maybe I will. But I hope you guys got something out of it, and if not, then whatever. So be good. I'll talk to you guys this afternoon, probably. Watch out around 4 p.m., maybe 5 p.m. California time. You do what you gotta do to be happy. I'm gonna. Yeah. Alright guys, bye. Goodbye to you. Goodbye to you.